Hello, everybody, and welcome back. So, today, a bit of a reset. Please notice I've changed the name of this channel to my name again, Amanda Newell, and now it is Learn Impressionist Photography. So, today, a new beginning, and I thought I'd start doing that by sharing you some of the other ingredients for creating this Impressionist work. So, number one is practice. It sounds boring, but I was with somebody the other day. We were actually at this location in the New Forest, and she said to me, "What do I do now?" And I said to her, "Practice." And then she asked the very sensible question, "What?" Keep it really simple. Don't think that you need to add in loads and loads of more complicated movements or new camera gear to get what you want, because you really don't. This image is simply one horizontal pan and one vertical. It's called in camera. Not that there is anything wrong with creating these in Photoshop as it's really interesting that over time you find it becomes embedded like typing. You suddenly can type at speed. Sometimes you can't even remember where the letters are, or playing a piano, or riding your motorbike, or driving the car. If you practice enough, you will get so good at it that the movement, your brain almost just takes over and it becomes completely natural. So practice the simple stuff, get really good at it, and you'll be amazed at what you can create. So composition, really important. I used to think that maybe if I was using camera movement, it possibly wasn't so important. Now I think it's maybe even more important. And it's understanding. So it's never a prescription, as in always do this or always set the camera up like that. It's about understanding the why, so that when you go out there with your camera, you can just instinctively make decisions based on the light, the color, the texture, what you want to create, the effect you want. And so light and colour is so important. And but this is probably why composition becomes maybe even more important, because if you're starting to blend colour and light together, loosening the details of reality, then having a strong composition so that there is some clarity left in the blur for the mind to understand probably then makes composition more important. Art history can be really informative. This is Claude Monet's work known as Impression Sunrise, and it was painted in a harbour, and he was challenged to call it after the harbour. But by then, the work, the style of work, had gained the title Impressionism, which was actually an insult from this art critic at the time, but it stuck. And he said no, because this is about the colour and the light for me. It's not about the harbour. And so that kind of really informs what we're doing, creating Impressionism with the camera. We're using colour and light. Is in this image, be aware of where the lines are. So this wouldn't be a good idea to make a horizontal pan here, or maybe a multiple exposure would have worked. But I decided to pan upwards because I am aware that I'm looking at colour and light, but I'm also looking at line, shape, and form. What is going to hold the world together so it makes some sort of sense? If I'd made a horizontal pan, I would have ended up losing or distorting the lines in the shot window. You can see some horizontal movement there because my body is always in motion. We are never still. All the time we're breathing, we are in motion, and so is the world. Nothing is ever still. Which brings me on to the next tip: timing and synchronicity. Being aware of the movement in your body and nature. Is the wind blowing really strongly today? So maybe I'll speed up my shutter, because how am I going to counteract this movement? Or how am I going to capture this beautiful still day? I want to create something very still. So today I might use a longer shutter speed. So the prescription is to explore understanding, to just take some time to think about what is going on around you and inside you, and use those things to your advantage. And colour and contrast. So again, we're coming back to Impressionism. Strong contrast between colours and strong contrasts between light and shadow for us to make sense of that image. Where is the Monet? There it is. And we make sense of it through the contrast between the colours and the light. Not that I'm suggesting for one moment, of course, that my photographs are anything like Monet's work. I'm absolutely not. But again, be aware, understand everything that I am sharing is not a prescription. It doesn't matter if you don't have the same white balance on your camera. It doesn't matter if you're not using the same shutter speed as me. It's an awareness. And so, again, enjoy the process. The reason that I'm saying all of this is because over the last month or so, I've kind of lost my mojo because I'd got so caught up trying to create content and images that I think people expect from me instead of just being me. So I'm back to being me again, and I hope that yours interests you because I'm going to be pushing things a little bit further through this summer, talking about the design, light color, what I'm doing in the dark room, the digital dark room, as I like to call it, just pushing things a little bit further, but having techniques in our toolbox so we can pull them out at the right moment. And I'm going to be talking a lot more about that over the next few months. So if you want to support me, I hope that you will stick around. Thank you so much for being here. Please remember there are a couple of books on Amazon that I've written about camera movement, but again, it's one of the tools. It's not what I'm doing, it's what I'm using. Multiple exposure, again, touching on some of the things in the digital darkroom there as well. And there is a 7 hour tutorial series, it's now called, on my website. And that is going to be growing into something much bigger over the next year or so. So that is going to be, at the moment, you've access to it for, I think it's 6 months. I will be extending that and I will be adding new content. So if you show up for the 7 hours that are there, you're going to find that more things are added as we go along. So, in the meantime, this is a reset. I hope you're as excited about it as I am, and I really look forward to seeing you. Probably next week, we will jump into Photoshop and let's get started on some fun creating in there as well. So, thanks so much for being here, and I hope that you are enjoying your photography as much as I am again now. And I look forward to seeing you next week. Bye, everyone.